Welcome to the University of Alberta's Technology Training Center newsletter tips. This is where we're going to take a look at video representation of some of the things we've shown you in the different newsletters that we have. The first one I'm going to show you is navigating in Word and Excel. And for this, I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you a command you can use on a blank document to add a whole bunch of text. That way you can play around with that. So the command that I'm going to type in is the equal sign, and with no spaces at all, RAND, Shift 9 to open parentheses, and then I type in how many paragraphs. So I want a fairly large sample document here. So I'm going to put in 30 paragraphs, put in a comma. I want 10 sentences per paragraph, close parentheses, and with no spaces in here, when I press enter, it automatically generates all this text. So what I've now done is created all this text so that I can play around with it. I can try out a whole bunch of things. A lot of the tips that we have in the newsletter, you can use this as sample text to go in and perform some of the operations without using one of your real documents and worrying that you might accidentally save some of those changes. So with that, down at the bottom of my document right now, and what I'm going to do is I want to navigate to the top, and instead of scrolling all the way up or hidden page up, what I can do is hold down the control key and press home, and it takes me all the way up to the top of my document. If I go in and I go control key end, END, not the letter N, but END, it takes me down to the bottom of the document. In just a moment, I'm going to show you that you can also do that in Excel. But once again, I want to move to the top of my document, control home. I want to move to the end of my document, control end, END. So in Excel, you can perform the same operation. So I'm at the top of my spreadsheet, and I want to select the last active cell in Excel. Rather than scrolling down, because this can be hundreds if not thousands of rows down, all I have to do is go control end, END again, and it takes me to the last active cell. And that way I can go all the way down to the bottom. When I'm anywhere in my spreadsheet and I want to get back to the top, control home is a quick way to navigate back to the top of it. Now, in both programs, if you combine those keys with the shift, so if I go control shift end, it selects everything from the cell you're at to the last active cell in Excel. Word would do the same thing. Now, if I'm at this location in Excel and I want to select all the way up to the top, control shift home from wherever your cursor, your active cell currently is, all the way back up. So control home would take me to the top. Control shift home takes me to the top, but also selects everything within the range that I started at to the A1 cell. If I come down here to cell A9 and I want everything from here down to the bottom of the spreadsheet, control shift end, END, takes me down all the way down to that bottom and selects the range while it's doing that. And now I can perform operations, I could cut, copy, anything I needed to do with that selected text. So back in Word, I can do the same thing. I can place my cursor at a location, and if I wanted everything from here to the end of the document, control shift end highlights everything from there all the way down. If I go up to a certain location and I want everything from here to the top of the document, control shift home selects everything all the way back up to the top. I hope you found this tip useful and keep coming back for more tips.